We have a lot of exciting stuff we want to share. This event, I told a few people today and over the phone, like we could do this definitely by Google Meet online. We could just go share a Zoom meeting and say, hey guys, hop on the Zoom. But something told me, like, just do a live event, connect with people, get face to face, like my friend Riley, just like here, I'm here, brother, to help you. And let's close deals. Let's get together. Let's make it happen. Last week, you were down in my office. We did some nice videos on DSCR. By the way, that's on our channels. Everybody now can watch it. But things like that where I want to come or become available to you at a personal level where we can work together. Any challenge you have as a realtor, as a real estate agent, any challenge you have, I want to know about it. I want to see. Give me your hardest client. Let's work with that. I got clients that called me 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and I had to sit down with them. One of the ladies now that we're actually working on, I was at the beach the day she called me, and she's like, hey, I need to get a house. I have a 19 loan. How do I get a house? How do I buy a property? And I told her a few things. I gave her some advice. I said, do this, do that, and just put your money in the bank, work your credit. All of a sudden, 3 years later, she calls me like, oh, I'm ready to buy. The money's in the bank. I'm like, really? Back then, I didn't have a CRM system, so I wasn't like having a system calling people and following up. But all of a sudden, she popped down. Guess what? We already have her offer, and she's going to close in like 30 to 45 days. So you guys just never know where information can go. So my priority today is all the people that's joining online as well, the real estate agents from Florida. Welcome, everybody, from wherever state you are in. I want to start saying to you guys that we're not just licensed in Massachusetts. We're licensed in Florida, Connecticut, Rhode Island. We got New Hampshire license. We're also doing Pennsylvania. We're working with people out in Texas, Florida. And we're growing. We're growing to where the Brazilian network is. What's that? Washington. In Washington, which is coming up. Yeah, all the way across the country above California. There's Brazilians out there in Washington, by the way, and Hispanic and so forth. But yeah, 80% of my clients are Brazilian. We have a lot of Hispanic clients, thanks to Santiago, who's an amazing agent out at XP. Love you, brother. Thank you for your business. I appreciate you so much. Matter of fact, brother, I got a news for you, and just got it very recent. It's like just out of the oven, and I want to share that. I'm going to have my daughter, DJ, help me share this one with you. So my team is here. JP, he's actually the first guy that hears the good news, and then I get it. Okay? What do we get on the, whatever, by email, by call?
So 10-day CTC for David. Let's start. 2
10-day CTC. So that's exciting news. David is ready to close, brother. And that's what it's about, right? If I can't give you a result, then I'm not worth anything. My team can't produce it, and I'm not worth anything. So I just want to start congratulating you. Your CTC, David can close. Just schedule the closing. So that's the good stuff. I had a client aligned. I don't know if he's going to answer me now. I'm going to try to call him. I'm going to try to call him right now if he picks up. It's the second CTC we got today, okay? The second CTC, and it was just, this one is actually fresh out of the oven. How long was that? 14 days? 14 days CTC. That's from start to finish. Appraisal, both purchases, and let's see if he's going to answer me live. By the way, this is not planned. My team is here. We literally got the CTC now. We're calling to tell him the good news. He's playing soccer. He's not going to answer me right now. He told me, call by 6:30 because I play soccer. Yeah, he's not going to answer. But anyways, let's see. If he calls me back, we'll give him the news live. 14-day CTC, 10-day CTC. We got one. Our record is 1 day, literally 1 day purchase. It's nuts. It's crazy. But how do we get there? How do we do it? We have to organize things. We have to put things in place. We know the guidelines. We know the programs. I was always an FHA conventional guy for a long time. And then I started to see that the market is changing. The market is shifting. People are, not everyone is filing taxes. Not everyone has a Social Security. So we turned it around by engaging with new lenders, learning the products, and able to get the information out, test them out with the underwriters, close deals, and say, now we mastered it. And that's what we've done. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And the term is called non-QM loans, but it's a term it's an umbrella term for a lot of different loans. So I do want to make sure that any questions you have, okay, I'm going to start saying examples. I'm going to start, telling you stuff about programs. Any questions you guys have, let me know. Like Felipe, I'm working on a deal right now. This client, owns a landscaping business or a painting business. He needs to get qualified. How do I get him to qualify by house? So share with me. Make your question live. I do have a microphone I can pass around because then we can help each other, okay, and grow more our network and help more clients. So welcome to the Mortgage Happy Hour, first of many that we're going to do. Meet our team. This guy here is, as you can see, that's me. I just opened the mortgage company. I started the process 1 year ago and finalized all the licenses. As you heard, we're licensed in 8 states going tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that because it was a big jump to me. Doing your own thing is not easy, guys. It's a lot of stuff that goes on, compliance, everything else. So thank you. I'm very happy. Lucas Silva, our loan officer. He's our new loan officer. He's right here. Where are you, Lucas? You go to the bathroom somewhere? Oh, you probably went in the bathroom. Okay. We're training Lucas. He's a new guy in the mortgage industry, doing a great job. Actually got his first, there he is, first CTC, and he closed his first deal today, right, Lucas? Funded. Yesterday, right? Yesterday. Come on, guys. Nothing better than closing. Our big guy here, JP, a loan processor. This guy, he's been with me 4 years now, maybe more, brother, right? 5 or something. I'm always pulling this guy and, tugging him and pushing him to the limits because I know he can deliver. He's been with me the longest. And I'm telling you guys something, there's just no way I could have done or do what I do if I didn't have someone that like JP, who's pushing the underwriters, who's processing all that stuff. As you guys know, everything becomes a document, a PDF, right? So you tell me everything, but it's going to translate to a document. That guy is getting all the stuff done. So great job in the CTC. Again, fast CTC. That's amazing. Efficiency. Will, which is Michael Carvalho, we call him Will, our loan assistant. He's actually now in Europe. He had a trip, and he's actually in Europe. Couldn't be here today, but he's working with our commercial division and loan assistant programs. So anything to do like DSCRs, commercial loans, SBA loans, we do those too for commercial buildings. So anything like that, he's helping us with that. And we got Thais back there, who is our loan processor assistant as well. And she's behind the scenes with the Google Meet because we do have agents online joining us here. So we'll have some questions from them. But anyways, that's our team. We're growing. We're expanding. I am training. I am recruiting. So if you know anybody that, can actually learn into the, mortgage industry, wants to participate in the mortgage loans, we're here for you. We're here to recruit. We're here to help. And I say this because a lot of our partners that send us a lot of clients, let's say, hey, Arthur, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. So, by the way, guys, the credit master right here, Arthur DePina. This guy takes care of the credit. So if you guys need a credit guy, this is my guy right here, Arthur DePina. Many, many years of credit. As you guys know, credit is the number one topic, right? That's so important. But anyways, going back to what I was talking about, recruiting and just, training. There's a lot of accountants out there that need, hands-on pre-approvals, quick pre-approvals. So what we're offering is to be able to offer an assistant that we can train, get them licensed so that he can help you and your team. So let's say you're a big producer, right? I was talking to Lillian. She's got 20 years in the business. She's doing a long time, doing a great job. So let's say you need an assistant for yourself. You're producing a lot of, deals. You got pre-approvals. We will help train somebody that'll stand by next to you to make sure you're getting the attention you need. So we'll do that. And I specialize in teaching in doing that. But here we go. Are you asking the right questions? I want to start with this because most of us, sometimes we forget to find out what is the most important thing. What is the buyer's true intentions? Okay? Whenever someone calls me, the first thing I say is, where do you want to get? What do you want to buy? What exactly are you looking for? What area? I'm pretty sure all you listing realtors out here, if you're listing a property or if you're working with a buyer, you have to have those questions answered because that's the only way we can truly help a client is to understand where he wants to get, what he wants to do. So what are the intentions? First time, is it first time buyer? Is it an investment? Is he downsizing, relocating, flip, all that stuff? Like what's driving this move? That's very important to understand. Is it the timing? Is it the family? Is it the lifestyle or finances? So these questions, when we're asking them in the first appointment or second appointment, are so important because for me as a loan originator, I start saying and thinking like, wait, this guy wants to buy it and then he wants to sell it in 3 years, or he wants to buy it and rent it. I start thinking about loan programs. I start thinking about, what kind of documents does this guy want to present? Does he do his taxes? Does he present a good credit score? So when we ask the right questions, we're going to basically drive the client to a direction where he or she wants to be in or needs to be in. Okay. I mean, how many of you have heard, a buyer say to you, hey, my neighbor just bought a house. He put 3.5% down. And then you go up to, okay, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm self-employed. Do you file taxes? No, I don't. How do you pay yourself? I just deposit my money in my bank statement and just file really low. So, okay. So FHA may not be the right product for you, but let's look at your bank account. How much money are you depositing there monthly? How much money are you moving there? A large amount of money? Let's calculate that. We have a calculator system that does all the bank statements, 12 months, whatever, 24 months. Maybe he's a higher buying power in the bank statement than an FHA. So it's not always the neighbor's program is the best program for him. So we need to understand where the buyer's trying to get to. That's such an important step, and just to serve them, because the most important thing they want to know is, are you really going to solve their issue? Are you really going to get in the house? Are you really presenting the best product? Are you really presenting the solution for him now and later? So that's an important question to find out the intentions. What kind of documentation they provide? W-2s, 1099s, bank statements, I-10, business returns. Are they prepared with documents or just shopping around? That's a huge one. If I tell you guys how many people we meet and how many people we talk to that have nothing organized. What's your credit score? I don't know. When was the last time you checked your credit? Oh, 5 years ago? I don't know. Capital One sent me something. Did you go on your phone? Go to the credit card, whatever, Capital One, Bank of America. You can check your credit score for free. But that's not the real score. It isn't, but it's something, right? And then I pull their credit and it's like, oh, your credit's 532. And like, what? Like, hold on, you haven't checked your credit. You haven't, monitored it. Arthur, you see this more than I do. Come on. So it's like, you have to ask the right questions. Like, do you have a credit? Do you build your credit? Let's start there. Okay. When's the last time you filed the returns? Oh, I filed my 2023 returns. I haven't filed the 24 yet. Okay, let's see what your income looks like. What can be done on your 24 that'll help you with your purchase, buying power? Okay, you're gonna see a lot of people come up to you and say, "Hey, I want to put 5% down." Okay, here's the options. You want to do 5% down, high tax returns, pay the government some money, or do you want to do 10% down, bank statement loan? Oh, I'll do the tax returns because I want to put the less money down. Okay, that's fine. We'll go that route. We got to get that prepared. But as you all know, people don't know what a gross and net income is. A lot of the clients don't know that. They tell me all the time, oh, I filed 100,000 last year, or I filed 200,000. And then you look at their tax returns, right? Oh, you got gross income, and then you have expenses. And what do they take home? 40,000. Now you do the math. 40,000, and you say, how much is your rent? 3,000 a month. Okay. How much you pay for groceries? How much is your car payment? And you already know his budget is like around $10,000 a month. He does not make $40,000. So anyways, that's another story for the IRS or the government or whatever, tax returns. But for us, the lender, we're trying to help him with 5% down. But is he documenting what he makes? So I tell all my assistants and I tell all my clients, I say, I'm not here to tell you what you have to file. You file what you want to file. But you got to be honest with yourself. Are you really making that money? Are you really showing it on paper? Because we can have the conversation. I can ask the right questions. You can give me the right answers. If we're not documenting that, it doesn't matter, right? But because of non-QM today, because of majority of, let's say, of private investors and a lot of lenders out there that don't require tax returns, we're able to work with the client. Now we're going to, shoot the second question, our third question. How much you deposit a month? Well, I don't know. I had a client that was, sending me bank statements. He didn't even know how much money he moved. We went to check his income. You know how much his income was a month? $65,000 a month. Buying power. He's like, how much house can I buy? He's like, I don't know, $3 million, $4 million. He got a huge amount of income. So we have to look at the documents. And the questions we ask is, how is he living his life? How is he, is he not checking his credit? Let's get him some help. Let's start with there. Is he not filing his taxes? Why? He has a big mentality that taxes are bad. Those are the things we need to question. And that's what we do. We try to teach people what is the benefit. What is the benefit to file taxes? You're going to get a low down payment. You're going to get a better rate. Get an FHA loan, 3.5% down. There's many benefits, right? The other question here is, how much do they actually want to spend? That's a big one. A lot of the stuff is going to revolve around that question. This week, we got a client that we're working on. He's like, I can put 20% down. I can put 25. I can put even 40% down. He was asking for loan scenarios with 40% down. So I obviously thought and said, no, this guy, the money's not an issue. Okay. So if the money's not an issue, I need to identify that because it opens up so many other programs. Okay. What's the comfortable monthly payments? That's a big one, guys. Real estate agents. You guys are showing homes. If you're showing homes that are going to cost him $4,000 a month and his budget is $3,000, you're wasting your time, right? So we need to work with that. The way we build our strategy is we first help you qualify the client, get the client pre-approved, understand his budget, understand what he wants to spend and when he wants to close, and then we give you a budget range. Okay, this guy can buy from here to here. That's who's going to pay. Once you understand that, now you can approach with him with the right inventory, with the right house. You get what I'm saying? That's important. How much you're going to spend? What's his max approval? Do they understand the total cost? You guys know that, but the clients don't know. I get the question every day. Oh, is taxes included? Is insurance included in the payment? We have to answer those questions. We literally have to, make it easy for the client to see and understand how it all works. Okay? Making strong offers, strong pre-approval. That's what we're about. We want to work with you and your clients to understand, where is your client sitting right now? What area does he need work with? Okay? Is it credit? Is it something that Arthur's going to help us with? Is it the tax returns? He needs to get a better accountant. I had an accountant last week. Last condition to close a loan. JP calls the accountant. Hey, I need a CPA letter signed. Does everybody know what a CPA letter is? You ever heard that before? Lillian, CPA letter. Anybody seen that term before? CPA letter is when the accountant is just writing off the letter and say, hey, this guy or this lady is qualified. They make this much, money. They're self-employed. They've been doing this for so many years. They have access to their accounts. If that CPA letter can't be, provided to us, or in this case, the processor, we can't close the loan. You know what the accountant said? Oh, I don't want to sign that letter, and I don't want to draft that letter. I'm like, brother, 20 years in this business, I never seen one accountant reject a CPA letter. You're not compromising anything. You're just signing that you do his taxes, and I'm just not going to do it. Guess what? We spoke to our client. That accountant lost the business. Simple. It's very simple like that, because you're not helping your client. He's not lying. He's not making things up. He's just signing that he does his taxes. So things like that, pre-approval letters, we look about documents. We look at all these paperwork that's coming to us. We need to know who we're working with. We need to know if that tax accountant is really doing the client a favor. What if he's not getting the help he needs? He needs a better professional on that. So that's important. The strong pre-approval includes what? Full doc review. It goes just beyond credit. We're looking at, when I send out lists of docs, when I'm qualifying your client, I send them a list. I said, I need this, this, and that. My team will push that. Basically, when I see all those documents, a puzzle of stuff opens. A bunch of options I have that I can look and see and say, bank statement looks better, or, an FHA loan is probably here, or maybe work on his credit a little bit, get him a lower down payment. We need to see the information, okay? One client called us 2 days ago. Oh, I'm qualified. I got to qualify for another mortgage company, 3.5% down. I already got the offer accepted. He presented the offer to us. I'm like, sure, send me the documents and let me look at it. Guess what? I went to look at it. He had no tax money, no tax returns filed right. So whoever did his pre-approval was not strong at all. It was crap because nothing there proved that he could buy. JP looked at it at first hand. He's like, man, what are you talking about? Do you have another year tax returns? No, that's what we got. Does not qualify. We strongly, got into this and structured a deal and said to him, hey, this is what you need to fix. Your 24 taxes need to be finished. Get that to us. We'll still close on time, but you got to do A, B, and C. And that's it. That's what we're about. We're understanding what pre-approval is, but we need to understand what the intentions are. Okay? So everything includes income, assets, job verification, employers' options, matches buyers' goals with the right loan product. Okay, goes back to that first question we asked. AUS approval, that's a huge one. Conventional loans, government loans, you need to get an AUS approval. Okay, it changes the game. We had a client now with a low score. We thought only FHA was the option. We ran AUS, he passed conventional. So we got to give it a try. We do that. We do AUS approval. What does AUS stand for? Automated Underwriting System. It's what all the banks use when you're using a government loan, okay? And that's it. It includes what automated or manual underwriting approval. It's so important that we had a handbook written out for us now. Here's what you need. 1 month bank statement, money reserves, minimum down payment. All that stuff is already set and done, and that's what we want to make sure up front. And of course, like I said, fast closing. We want to close your deals fast. To win in this market today, you got to close fast. There's no way you can win with a 60-day process, 90-day. Seller's going to get tired of you. Somebody's going to get tired of you, and we're not going to close. So we're about efficiency. We're right, Santi, you know that. 10-day CTC, man. That's you want to call that listing agent and be like, hey, we're ready to close. You'll be like, what do you mean? I just, was the appraisal even done? Yeah, the appraisal's gone. Everything's done. We're CTC. It's crazy. It sounds amazing. You're providing real answers and real solutions. So anyway, strategies to keep deals alive. Let me read a couple things here. Clear communication and follow-up. Okay, clear communications and follow-up. That is big. I push my team to the hardest level on that because people get distracted, people procrastinate, okay? Like if Riley brings me a client, he says, Felipe, here's client Jacob. He needs to get qualified. Here's his documents, or they send his documents. I'm following up with his client because it's in my lane, right? Make sure he's put the money in the account. Make sure his credit is going up. Make sure that his taxes are done, or if it's his bank statement loan. My job is to make sure that communication is clear. My team is communicating. I'm communicating. We have WhatsApp groups. We're on top of that deal, man. We're chasing that deal like, hey, let's get it. Put the money in the account. That car you sold in Brazil, get the money out here. Let's go. That guy that owes you down the street, go knock on his door. Whatever it may be, we're creating solutions. We're about creating solutions. Like here, what is holding you up from your credit? Oh, I haven't paid that credit card yet. Why not? Just got lazy. You're probably forgetting. Just get on the app right now. I'll show you how to do it. It's things like that we got to be hands-on. Fast communication, clear communication, okay? And that's obviously consistent communication keeps potential buyers engaged. People will know if you really care about the deal or not. People will know that. Work with trusted professionals, partner with lenders, attorneys, inspectors. We have a great attorney here, Gordon. Thanks for coming today, bud. Really appreciate you. If you haven't yet worked with this guy before, he's one of the best of the market. He's not perfect, as no one is. But this guy gets it done. He goes out of his way. I've seen it on my deals. We close a lot of stuff together, right, Gordon? You know how it is. And you got to work with the professionals. If you're not working with the right people, the people are not answering your calls, they're not giving you attention, you're losing out. Every day counts, guys. We all know that. Every day counts. So partner with the lenders, attorneys, inspectors, appraisals. No, I'm just kidding. It's very hard to get, partners with appraisals. Set buyer expectations early. Huge one. Huge one. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. Don't be like, hey, we're going to close next week, and you even have 1/3 of the conditions done. Like, tell them the truth. The expectation is that today I had a realtor from Florida. I was talking to her. I said, hey, if I don't get the conditions by this day, you're not closing by the 23rd. You close on the 24th. And then she sent an audio asking, oh, how come you can't close? Like, you don't understand. We need the documents so that we can close the deal. I'm telling you, the expectation is 48 hours. It's another 24 hours for underwriting to review. You need to give me the documents. So setting the right expectations, okay? Tell the buyer, man, the money cannot be under your couch or under your bed. It needs to be in your account, okay? No, you cannot buy a new car of $1,000 payment. You need to be at a $500 payment, whatever, or no car payment. You need to set the right expectation. It needs to be clear. The tone needs to be clear so that they understand. And why am I speaking this to the real estate agents? The reason I'm telling you this because sometimes, or most of the times, the clients are coming to you first before they come to me, right? They look at the house. It's just like buying a car. You go to the car dealership, you look at the car. It's like, oh, I want to drive that car. I want to buy that car. You go find a salesman. In your case, they're looking at you and say, find me a house. I want to buy that house. So asking the right questions, setting the right expectations is so important early. Like, how long does it take you to close? Oh, Felipe can do it in 10 days. Don't say that unless we really know can do it 10 days. The norm is 30, right? But we can do it if we really plan it together. If the buyer really listens to us and every professional involved works, we can do it. Educate clients early about creative options, realistic timelines, and what it takes to win. Okay? Prevent deals from dying due to surprises or fear. Me, in my industry, guys, there's so many surprises. You know, and the first one that calls me about it is JP. Oh, the underwriter's asking for this. Oh, this thing came out of nowhere. I had a condition with an appraisal where the appraiser went to the house property value was great, but he had to check a box, and it says, is the market declining, rising, or is it steady? So he clicked on a box and said, the market is declining. But then in the remarks, on the comments, he put, the house is in a rising market. The rates should be better, and the house is to really sell even more, and that market trends to go high. Guess what the underwriter did? She came back to us and say, oh, we're going to have to increase your down payment on your bar. Can't be 15%. It's got to be 20. Like, why? Our guidelines say that the house, if it's a declining market, the risk is higher, down payment is higher. Ridiculous. I saw that. I'm like, I've never seen this in my life. I went back, looked at the appraisal, we reviewed it. It was very well explained. And guess what? We found out the appraiser made a mistake. Okay? And how many of you know the appraisers are stubborn? They're not going to change their opinion. They're not going to change their opinion. We can do an appeal, right? 50 times over and say, oh, you're wrong. You forgot the square feet of the basement. You forgot it. They're gonna give an excuse, right? So we kindly asked the appraisal company to reach out to the appraiser, right, JP? They did that. Tried to get the appraiser to change that little mistake and just put it to uprising. Guess what he said? No, I'm not going to do it. For us, it's a big deal, guys. 5% more on a $600,000 home. It's a lot of money. For what? Yeah. So what happened? We call our rep and say, hey, we got to get around this. This is too stupid to go through. We got another appraiser to go, free of charge. Another appraiser went out to the property. So not make the same mistake that this guy did. It's ridiculous. Why are we mentioning this? Because we have to set the right expectations, although we run into surprises. And then exactly what we did. We called the agent. We called the client. Again, communication level open and said, hey, this is what's going on, but this is how we're going to solve it. And that's what it's about. Creative financing options. So today, I did speak to some of you about this. The non-traditional buyers, alternative path to ownership. If you do not know what the non-traditional buyers are, you're going to find out today. I'm going to show you the programs we do that changes the game. It's been changing the game. It's actually been growing. I remember when I-team loans were 40% minimum down, 45% minimum down. I remember when it was harder to get a house, and now you can get a house with 15% down in I-team loans. It's crazy, the difference. So exploring how innovative financing solutions can expand opportunities for your potential homeowners, okay? Huge stuff in the market. We're talking about DSCR programs, bank statement loans. Take a look at that screen. You can take a screenshot if you like. For example, bank statement loans, you don't need tax returns to sell a house, to get a loan finance. You can basically get 12 bank statements from the client and get them approved. I have a lot of self-employed clients. You probably know a lot of self-employed clients. And what they do, they move money in their accounts. You'd be surprised how much money they document in those accounts. 1099 programs. If they have a company and they provide a subcontracting job, or let's say they're a painter and they paint for other companies. So what do they pay them at the end of the year? 1099s, which eventually turn into a Schedule C. There are programs just for that, okay? Help self-employed buyers qualify without traditional income docs. You don't need tax returns. Critical today. IT and non-QM lending, okay? So this one right here is huge because people think I need to have a document to buy a house. You do not need to have a green card to buy a house, okay? Non-QM, like I said, it's such a huge umbrella, such a huge program with so much umbrella programs in there. There's so much with non-QM, bank statements, profit and loss. I don't know if you guys know that. Profit and loss, when an accountant signs off, just, stating whatever income that you make, just with that signature and her license, you're able to buy a house. You don't even need to show your bank statements. We do those all the time. We closed one recently, and I was 15% down, right? With 15% down. What else? 2-1, 3-2-1 buy downs. Those are the ARM rates, meaning the programs that are not fixed rates. They're adjustable rates. People are trying to shop around for rates. We got to work with that. If it's something that's going to help your client just to get into the house right now because payment is a problem, we also have those programs. We have a new program that's out, and someone asked me about it, 1% down. I'll read you a couple of things here on 1% down. Very spoken about right now. 30 years fixed, okay? The bank will give you the 2% to buy up to $7,000, okay? It has PMI, so your buyer is just bringing 1% down. There's an income limit. You gotta keep the buyer in there, so make sure the income is good. 620 minimum credit score, okay? We'll obviously work with the client to bring up the score a little higher, but 620 is the minimum. You cannot do 2 to 4 units, just single family homes. 1% down. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy. You can sell a house with 1% down. That's crazy, okay? Be able to say, hey, put 1% down, you can buy a house. Although we do educate our clients, try to put 3.5%, 5% down. It's best for you. It just gives you a better position on your offers and stuff like that. But we offer that. DSCR loans for investors. We do those a lot here too. We're specialized in that. It's between 20 to 25% down. It's based on the rental income of the property. You don't need to provide income. No profit and loss, no tax return, no bank statement, nothing. Just what the house is providing as far as rent, the person can buy a DSCR loan. People that are buying like multifamilies for investment, houses in Florida, we do all those with DSCR. It's a very nice program. It actually became very big the last 2 to 3 years, especially in Florida. Very big. I got a lot of investors from Brazil that are buying through DSCR. By the way, you don't have to have paperwork here in the U.S. There's a foreign DSCR program. People can buy from another country, okay? So that's huge how DSCRs really, really have changed the game. So if you don't know about that, you can Google it too. Call me about it. I'll explain to you. Maybe there's a client you need help with. I'll help you get them qualified. HELOCs has been huge right now. HELOCs, home equity line of credit. You can take out money from the house, okay, and try to buy another house with it or renovate. We're actually working with a client with a Santi right now, trying to get his HELOC done, getting that money to invest in another house. Cash out, okay, refinances. There's opportunities that we create with that kind of money. So then people say to you, oh, I can't move until I sell, okay? I can buy now by unlocking what? The existing home equity. So maybe they don't want to sell. Maybe they just want to buy something else but not sell and stay where they are. We can still get you a deal. Get the HELOC done. We've done that for a few clients. We've done one. It was interesting that she HELOC'd her house. She got like almost over $240,000. And I remember that she bought the new house. We closed the deal. And then she paid off the loan with less than 6 months. And the HELOCs, if you pay the loan with less than 6 months, they close your account. So I educate my clients, don't pay off your HELOC that quick. At least 6 months with it. Why? After you pay off your HELOC, it's open for 5 years. You can tap into that resource again. Take out money again and do what you got to do. Okay? What I strongly suggest and what I strongly tell everyone is when you're doing HELOCs, just be very mindful that you're investing. Don't take that money and buy a boat or go traveling because it's a higher interest rate. You're just creating another payment. HELOCs, by the way, it's a second mortgage. It won't tie or touch the first mortgage you have. So if you have, for example, the client, 3% rate, doesn't want to touch the first mortgage, do a HELOC. It's a great option if you qualify, okay? They are huge on credit scores and they are huge on bank statements and tax returns, but it's an option out there, okay? I want to pass around the mic. We have an extra mic, okay? Anybody that has a question, today we're just trying to like really go through and explain to you what we do, who we are. We're going to dive into programs and to every kind of loan we do in the future. Like, for example, August 19th, next month, we have a Zoom class that everybody here is going to receive a link that we're going to talk about just DSCRs, ITIN loans, non-QM loans, bank statement loans. I'm going to go into depth in the questions that I'm going to answer and all the structure of the loan, how it works, how we can help you get your client prepared. The name of the game, realtors, is preparation. That's it. You just tell me you have motivation, you want to buy a house, I'll get you prepared. So August 19th, we're going to be meeting again through Zoom. It's 1 hour. It's a very straightforward training on how to do non-QM stuff. I want to help you get your clients qualified. Bring me anybody that you think can't buy a house. We're going to find a way somehow. We're going to prepare that. Okay? Again, we'll send you the link. We'll send you all the information there. If you have a client you're working on right now that got denied, tell me about it. Maybe there's a restructure. Okay? Something that we can help you with. And we did have a lot of more people confirming for tonight, so we're supposed to have it pretty full. But you know how it is, summer, it's kind of tough. I really thought like, hey, I should just do this thing online, but I'm happy to be connecting with everybody and see everybody here today, especially realtors that I've been working with already. And I want to add new realtors to my pipeline. I want to work with you. We're very strict with our pipeline. I was telling you about our CRM. We started ours about 2 years ago, give or take. And every deal we have our CRM with all our tags, who's realtors, who's working, who's the lead generator, who's the referral partner, everything, so that we can come back to you with a qualified client. We always come back to the agent if we see that the client is not engaging. If I'm calling a client, if I'm trying to talk to him and he's not replying back, I'm going to ask you to help me. But we help the client get everything, documented, credit, taxes, everything, income, down payment, all that. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate that.